I hope MPs will vote for this proposition and it will then go to the House of Lords, where I hope we'll be content as well. And the reason is because I think that although we need to have more research, which is one of the arguments against doing things, I think there comes a point when you've done enough to take the step. At one point in time, we had to do human IVF for real. We didn't know what was going to turn out. When I did my first work on genetic screening of embryos, taking a cell away, there was a point when we felt we had done enough. You have to leave it, I think, to the judgment of experts who are working altruistically. They're not in a race. I don't think they're trying to win a battle. I think they're really trying to help people. Basically, when somebody's anemic, you may replace their red cells because they can't function properly. Essentially, with mitochondrial transfer, you're replacing mitochondria from a healthy person in the same way. It's a transfusion, effectively, which will then allow them to use energy wisely. But the only difference, of course, is that this is then passed on to the next generation. So you're not, unlike anemia, which you're only curing for that time, here you're curing it permanently, not only in that person for all the rest of their life, but through several generations afterwards. I think motor cars are a slippery slope, isn't it? You can drive it at 90 miles an hour or 120 miles an hour, most modern motor cars, but we have speed limits, and by and large the population keep to that. And actually, when you've got absolute regulation as we have in this country, there's no risk of going beyond the speed limit of what is possible in a human embryo. The research has been going on for, actually we first thought about doing it in our lab 20 years ago, but it's been going on for 15 years, certainly in Newcastle. And you know, to say there's not been any safety checks, the problem is there's no animal model. There's no animal that suffers from mitochondrial disease. So you can't do this in a rat or a laboratory mouse. And nobody can think of doing this in a monkey. So the only opportunity really is to do it for people who are really fully informed, have given full informed consent, and totally understand that there's a risk involved to them and their children. But I think there comes a point when the risk is sufficiently small, as it was with IVF, to justify taking that risk.